Boom! Happy Friday, ladies and gentlemen. We are bringing you some fantastic news on this fabulous Friday, of course, involving Hedera Hashgraph and Ripple XRP. It is your Lord Commander, the HBAR General here. And today we've got another jam-packed Hedera update for you guys involving Ripple and DREC, the Decentralized Recovery Alliance, and how this is progressing, gaining traction. And it really kind of builds upon Lehman's philosophy of where the cryptocurrency space is right now, and the fact that we need to be pulling together as an industry to get this space to 1 billion, 2 billion global adoption, and not actually fighting amongst ourselves over scraps, really. We can start dividing the pie up when we get to where we need to be. And of course, decentralized recovery is something that is going to be absolutely needed in regards to this industry's adoption. Right now, if you lose your seed phrase, you're out. And when everything goes on chain, and actually you can store not just your cryptocurrency, but your deed to your house, your identity, you name it, your car NFT in your wallet, it's going to become even more imperative. And somebody like myself that's crypto native may be very comfortable with storing their own keys. However, somebody like my grandma, for example, or my granddad, I take care of all their keys. I'm already kind of doing this for them as a helper. So we're going to be diving into the news. Of course, this isn't going to be a price update. We have given plenty of those. We will be bringing more out in the weeks and months ahead. You guys know that Hedera is my largest position, and it's because it's just such a well thought out project, and it's killing it, quite frankly. So let's get into it. Let's not mess around. So this is from Mance Harmon, who of course is the chair of Swirlds Lab and the co-founder of Hedera, along with Lehman. And we're going to be listening to a clip of Lehman talking about why DREC, why we need it, and of course what it is towards the end of the video once we've got over the announcement. So the Decentralized Recovery Alliance is moving one of the roadblocks to mainstream adoption of digital assets. We are glad to welcome Ripple and XRP Labs to the growing alliance. This is huge news. Of course, this was actually announced by Ripple X Dev. And you can see the DREC Alliance addresses one of the biggest challenges facing mainstream crypto adoption: secure and user-friendly management of private keys. We are proud to join the DREC as a founding member with Ripple Labs, the Algorand Foundation, and of course Swirlds Lab. So we've already covered the partnership, and we looked at that interview between Lehman and John Wood, who we've had the pleasure of interviewing a number of times. Hopefully we can get Lehman and Mance on very soon. This is something that's a big deal. And let's actually dive over to the official Decentralized Recovery Alliance Twitter, and they are saying, "We are excited to announce that Ripple and XRP Labs have joined Swirlds Lab and the Algorand Foundation as founding members of the Decentralized Recovery Alliance, with 2-year seat on the Technical Oversight Committee, providing input on governance and core alliance policies." As well as this, and they go on to list a number of different projects, cryptocurrencies, companies that are also a part of this. These additions to the alliance represent a significant step forward in driving our collaborative multi-chain effort to develop an open source, very important, and this is something that Lehman's very adamant about, things being open source, industry standard methodology for secure, interoperable, and decentralized digital asset recovery, acceleration, the global adoption of Web3. This is huge news, ladies and gentlemen, and this is, again, building on Lehman's principles that we should really be working together to get this industry to where it needs to be, and then we can start dividing the pie up. Let's dive over to a clip now of Lehman Baird himself actually talking about why we need something like DREC, and then we'll be talking about how it's done, because whenever, just like with the Ledger news, right, and that is, putting a backdoor in Ledger isn't great, and they actually charge for you to recover your seed phrase if it gets lost, or they kind of will provide a recovery for it. Whereas this is a decentralized version of that, in the sense that what you do is you essentially, and Lehman will explain it better than I can, you essentially break up your password essentially into pieces, and you send it to various people that you trust so that you can recover it in a kind of real world fashion.
I'd like to talk with you about something that our industry desperately needs: decentralized recovery. This is something that we are going to put extreme amount of time into. We're already working hard on this. We want to work with other ledgers, people outside the industry. This is something that is a huge project that we desperately need throughout the industry. And this is something I want to talk to you about today. So decentralized recovery and custody, this is the problem. Today, in the non-Web3 world, in our existing world, you have a safety net for everything that you do. Everything has a safety net. If you lose the password to get into your bank account, you can still get your money. You can go to the bank and prove that you are you. You can ultimately go to the courts and get them to tell the bank that you are you. There is always a way of doing it. If you're incapacitated, your friends and family can go to the courts and petition to actually do it for you. It is always possible to get to your money. Just losing your password won't lose it. Losing your wallet won't lock you out. If you lose the keys to your house, you can get a locksmith to come and let you into your house. You can get through the window with a brick. You can always get into your house somehow. And it's true for a safe that you have, or for stocks that you own, or your car, or your passport. Anything you lose, there is always some emergency way that you can get it back. But in the decentralized world that we're entering, that's not true. If you have cryptocurrency in an account and you have the private key for that account, if you lose the key, you are out of luck. Your money is gone forever. Or if you have a recovery mnemonic phrase, 12 words or 24 words, if you lose those and you lose the key, there is no way to recover. And if someone steals it from you and they steal your money, there is no way for you to get it back. You cannot even know who stole it, and you'll never be able to find it. Even if you know what account it went to, there's no way for you to get it back. This is not a world with a safety net. And it isn't just for cryptocurrency. It can also be tokens that you might have. It can be assets in a metaverse that are stored in tokens in the future. It could be your ability to vote in a DAO. That's not money, it's not tokens, it's power or ability to do something. It can be things like coins. It can be online ID credentials, DIDs, decentralized identifiers. Anything that is a credential for you that could become your identity in the online world, giving you the ability to do everything and to own everything, could be lost.
So as you can see, that is why we need it. I do apologize for not being on the camera today, ladies and gentlemen. We're currently moving offices. We're currently setting up studios to really sort of amplify the content that we put out here at Allincrypto. But we will be back tomorrow, hopefully. The truth is I left my camera in a different office, but we will be back. So there you have Lehman sort of explaining why this is important, why you need it, and you do need it. You know, not everyone's comfortable, and it's a bad, you know, if we move towards this world where everything is on chain and kind of stored in these wallets, it's not acceptable if you lose that wallet, everything that's on it be lost forever. And then if that's the case, how do you solve that solution? Well, you then kind of have to reintroduce third parties to kind of, you know, issue new ones. Or it gets into a centralized world when you talk about sort of ways to mitigate just losing a wallet and that's it. Whereas this is a way that you can actually safeguard losing your keys in a decentralized manner, which is very important, hence the name DREC, decentralized recovery. So you're doing this all in a decentralized way, which is very true to the ethos of the cryptocurrency space. Let's now move on to a clip of Lehman talking about how this is actually done.
Whatever your secret is, any secret, what you do is you get helpers like we had before. But it's not that they each have a key on your account. That would be bad. Instead, you take that secret and you break it into pieces and give each of your helpers a piece. Now, Shamira secret sharing, very easy, very straightforward, very secure. You can say that it takes half of your helpers to recover it. So if even one less than half of your helpers isn't helping, or if you have just less than half your helpers helping, then you will not be able to recover the key. It takes a full half of your helpers to do it. And again, I say a half, I would encourage us to build that into the software. Don't even give the user the choice of what the fraction is, because again, we don't want grandma to accidentally get into trouble here. So we'll just say you can get as many helpers as you can. Maybe until you have 3 or 4 helpers, the software will yell at you. 3 is probably good. The software will yell at you and say, hey, you need more helpers. And then when you have enough helpers, your key, your secret is shared among all of them in pieces. None of them can see your secret. And then any half of them can recover it. That's decentralized recovery. Okay, so what happens if you lose your key? You just have to, or you lose your phone, say. You go get a new phone, you install the app, and then you go to each of those helpers and you say, hey, I want you to be my helper. And just like you had connected with them in the first place, you connect with them again. But when you reinstall the app, you told it, hey, I'm in recovery mode. I've done this, I've been here before. Please help me recover. And so when your phone connects to each of your helpers, it knows that it's recovering. And as soon as you talk to half of the helpers, if you had 10 helpers, as soon as you talk to the 5th one, your phone magically has all its secrets back. It even has a list of helpers back. Remember, we're keeping that private. The helpers don't know who each other are. So it's not really stored anywhere, except it is itself one of your secrets. So as soon as you can remember 5 of your 10 helpers, you will instantly have the list of all 10, and you'll have all your secrets. Everything is recovered. You are fine. This is DREC.
Basically, we're looking at this idea of sending almost like shards of your recovery phrase to different people that you trust, your family, whoever it may be, so that in the case that you do lose your seed phrase or something happens or, something gets, the fire, whatever it may be, you can still gain access to the digital world that is directly linked to your wallet. Wallets are basically the entry point, the gates to the cryptocurrency space, and actually losing them or any kind of issues with them. We hear loads of stories about people that had loads of Bitcoin in the early days that lost their wallets, and now they're like searching through trash to try and find it. This would mitigate all that. Of course, will there be perhaps casualties as a result of this? I.e., could, let's say in a court hearing or something, people go to the people that you have trusted, but then again, how would they know that? There are a lot of questions around this, but I think this is a general benefit, certainly for mainstream adoption, more so than it is a con to the industry. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it from me. Again, apologies for not being on the camera. This is huge news. We thought we'd bring it to you. That's all from the Lord Commander, HBAR General, Allincrypto. We'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Have a fantastic Friday.